Said that Arlo's on her way.
Okay.
All right, we are going live.
Okay.
Okay, hello everybody. I'm just giving it a few seconds, not too long, to let it get people in. Once you're in, say hello. If you're watching the replay, comment replay so we know you are here. I just want to make sure we are able to see comments because sometimes it decides not to work, and then we'll get going. So just say hello if you are on. There's a little bit of a delay. Let's see. Good morning, Carrie. All right, good. We can see it. Hey, Kelly. Hey, other Kelly. Great, fantastic. All right. Well, today we are talking money and real estate. So it's going to be a really, really cool live. Super excited for that. Hey, Anita. And so feel free to comment that you're in and also comment where you're located. Let's network a bit if you guys are close. Hey, Sonia, good morning. So let's kind of do that. Laura, I'm ready to start when you are.
Yeah. Well, money, right? It's all it's about. Depends how we get in real estate. Whatever reason we get into it, does come down to money. Money can get us time freedom, right? And money can allow us to live the life we want. We need money for that. So let me share a little bit about experience about my thing with money, how it evolved my business in real estate. And then I want to go into sharing with you, and we had a PDF that you opted in a few days ago. If not, make sure you opt in for the PDF. This is a chart I created myself about finding the money. So before we get to that, Liz, let me share a little bit how the money changed my business. So back in the 90s, I started with, I did a lot of things before hold on, I'm pulling out my screen because I'm not seeing a view right. Okay. So back in the 90s, I got into buy and hold first, using a lot of different type of creative financing, owner financing. This was in 91. Then by 93, 94, I started doing some wholesaling, but back then it was called flipping the contract. Then I also started at the same time doing some fix and flips. Then in 97, now I've been doing wholesaling for a few years. Then in 97, I actually started working with some of my cash buyer for my wholesaling to partner with me, giving me their money to buy real estate. So first golden nugget here, use some of your connections and buyers when you have done wholesaling for a while and you get to know who is the real deal and who has the money, and that pull them in to actually finance and do deals with me. Then after I've done that for a few years, in 2001, that's really was my game changer, because now I knew it worked. I done a lot of fix and flips using other people's money, my cash buyers for my wholesale deals. So I was able to talk to some mortgage companies and title companies I work with and so forth. And I got them on board to send referrals to me, basically. And I did a meeting in July of 2001 explaining how I was able to do these deals using other people's money, basically. And I said to them, if you want to work with me, this is what I give you. You're presenting your return and all of that. So all of a sudden, I went from having a couple of people to have a lot of people with a lot of money loaning me money because they were getting better rate of returns than any other investment out there. So that's how it transitioned. So overnight, I went from doing a handful of wholesale deals a month and a fix and flip here and there to doing over 20 fix and flips at a time, and anywhere from 12 to 20 wholesale deals a month. Because once you have that type of availability money, you can do anything, right? You can go buy at auctions, you buy REOs from banks. I was able to buy things in bulk. So it really exponentially grew my business. Also, I know a lot of you are interested in rentals. Like I said, in 91, I did start with owner financing, creative financing, and so forth. So then in 2007, when the world came to a halt, crisis, I was able to actually convert some of these lenders that loan me money into funding rentals. Okay, so that worked very well for that as well. So now I want to highlight, and Lisa, you can go back to sharing the PDF on the second page. We did this chart where it explained to you, where you should be. And it really has to be, depending on you, right? It's hard for me to tell somebody, a student, oh, no, you should do absolutely this, because let's face it, if your heart is not into wholesaling and you really want to do buy and hold, you shouldn't do wholesaling, really. There's different ways to go about it. But this is kind of giving you an idea what you need at wherever you are in your process, in the business, financially, and so forth. So if you are a beginner real estate investor, so look at the left side where it says yes, then you have money available. If you do have money available, even if you're a beginner investor, maybe you have retirement funds, 401k, IRA, line of credit on your house, savings, people that have money in the family that you could maybe borrow with. So then, and you're looking for a cash influx. So yes, you are money available. Yes, you look for cash influx. You can still do wholesaling. Wholesaling is good for any time. I call wholesaling my ATM machine because over the years, if you need a big check, wholesale, do a couple deals, give you the $20,000-$30,000 that you need to buy more real estate or to pay off your debts or, whatever you need. That's your ATM machine, right? But now if you don't need a cash influx right away, you do have money available, you can tap into money, then you can work with private lenders that will give you the money. Or like private lenders, yes, they work with new investors. There are two things that they're looking at. First of all, what is your reserve capital available? What is your cash, right? If you don't have cash, that's fine. But what is your experience, right? Now, if you have no cash and no experience, that gets a little tricky. Now, they will work with you, but your interest rates is going to be really high, and you need to come up with more money down. Now, they don't care where you get the money. Okay, you could get a business line of credit or a HELOC on your house. They don't care, but you got to come up with 20-30%. And then your closing costs are going to be higher. So yeah, they do work with people with no money and no experience, but you have to come up with the money somehow, and they don't care how, basically. So a lot of times, maybe to do a few wholesale deal, even if you're not an ideal scenario for you, I always say it's like if you want to go work at the top floor, a penthouse of a building, sometimes you have to start in the mailroom. The good thing about wholesaling as a mailroom, you still make money, so you're not getting paid minimum wage. But the thing is, think of it that way. Now, if you are a beginner real estate investor, you're not a beginner real estate investor. So we're going to go to the right side of the screen. Now, your next question is, do you have money available? Okay. Again, if you have money available and you look for cash influx, your ATM machine, go ahead and do wholesaling. If you don't have money available, then you can definitely go into buy and hold and fix and flip because you have the experience. Okay. Now your money partners will loan you more. So yeah, you have to come up with a little bit of money, but they're not as concerned about it. And in some project, they will loan you 100% if they think that's a good project. Because the way the private lenders look at this is that at the end of the day, if they don't perform, if they don't make the payments, we're going to take this property back. So if it is a viable property with a good equity position, they don't mind taking it back. So they might loan you even up to 100% if you have some experience, because they have to be trusted that you know what you're doing, basically. Okay. And the other thing I want to say about private lenders is that you have two types of private lenders. You have the institutional private lenders. These are kind of the hard money lenders, right? So these are the companies. You talk to a broker, a loan officer that will get you. He knows people that have the money, and he makes his money in brokering this transaction. Then you have what I call the money partners. These are the wholesaling cash buyers that I had. That these are when I ran across people in 2001 that had the money and they were referred to me by title company and mortgage brokers. that, you know, I can tap into. So it was more a person-to-person transaction instead of me going through some type of institution or company. So those are your type of money partners. The second category, the money partners, those are the ones who potentially can loan you 100% from day one. They have to believe in you, number one, and the project, right? So if I believe that you can do it and the project is worth it, they will loan you up to 100%. So there are two different types of lenders. The money partners are more like personal connections, where the private institutional, they don't know you, but they pretty much act like a hard money lender. Okay, so I'm done with that, Liz. So you can stop the sharing. And like I said, you can get this PDF. Liz can tell you when they posted it.
It was on Tuesday, so you should see it as soon as you go down.
Okay.
You scroll down, it should be right up there.
Yep. We're done with that.
Awesome. Okay, so we talked about what strategy is best for you. And sorry, I have like a cough here. So we talked about what strategy is best for you, zero financing, right? So now we'll move into the Q&A, Laura.
Yeah.
All right. So we are going to move into the Q&A. Now, how this works is we allow one question per person during the Ask Us Anything. So ask us your most like burning desire question. And the reason I say that is because we have to be fair to our currently paying students. So we provide the group where you can ask the community, but on Thursdays you can ask us. And so we are going to go ahead and let that do. While that's happening, I want to announce our raffle. So let me get that ready to go. Let me know when you can see the screen.
Okay.
Okay. So this is our raffle of the week. How you get entered into these raffles is for every comment you make from the previous Thursday to today counts as an entry towards our raffle. I have an assistant that combs the group, puts your name in that many times, and then she like spins this wheel and whatever it lands on. So this is very random. This is our raffle. This is to celebrate Halloween that's coming up on Monday. We're super excited about it. And so how you claim this, if you are called, is you claim this by emailing in at questions@realestateinvestingwomen.com. You will email us, obviously, your name, your email, your address, and your phone number, and then we will get this sent out to you. So this is the raffle. I'm sure, are you guys super excited? I'm going to put the email here for the raffle winner. Definitely comment in the chat. We love engagement while we are talking. So this is it. So I'm going to now go in and get the name from Amanda. We went through this. So are we ready for the raffle winner name? Thanks, Laura. One comment. That's great. I guess we're not so excited this morning, y'all. Okay. So the raffle winner is Linda Rose. So congratulations, Linda Rose. You are our raffle winner. So all you have to do is email into that email I put into the chat and claim your prize. So congratulations. So now let's open up for our Ask Us Anything. We're very quiet today in the chat. It's very different than last night's webinar. Last night's webinar was one amazing. We talked about ultimate or virtual REI. And there was a lot of engagement. So that was great. Lots of fun in there. So let's open up. You ready, Laura?
Yeah. How many people we have live right now?
17. That's why I was expecting more of a response.
I know. We have pretty good attendance.
I guess we're quiet today. All right. So Beth has a question. When you use hard money lender, does it count to your personal credit or separate business LLC?
If you're not established as a business, it will go your personal. Okay, in the beginning. It's kind of funny though, because it does personal, but then they want you to have an LLC in order to loan to you. So, you know, you have to have a business, but they will count to your personal from the beginning. However, they're going to look at it only for the purpose of seeing if you are a reliable person. They don't really care as much about your debt to ratio and things of that nature, because they will loan based on the asset, right? So the property cash flow, or the property has good potential, even if it's empty, you buy for a price, but once fixed up is worth so much more. They look at that. They don't look at you for that. I think they're checking for the same reason that, for example, when you go get car insurance, they pull your credit because for some reason they think if you have good credit, you'll be a better driver than if you have bad credit, right? So it's a kind of the same thing. They want to pull your credit to see a higher reputation. I don't agree with that, but that's what they do. So yeah, they will pull your credit. Now, once you have a business established and you own properties under the business name, then you get to a point where they will start taking the business and pull under the EIN number.
Okay. Let me see. Next question is from Rachel. If you're interested in fixing and flipping but don't have the funds and experience to do so, wholesaling seems the way to go, right?
Yes. I wouldn't like to say the way to go. I would say that for some of you, it could be your foot in the door to do our things. But that's why you have to be honest with yourself on what to do. Like, for example, when I started with buy and hold, I did have some money. However, my husband at the time, which was Liza's dad, did not really want me to use that money. So I had to use creative financing. But that was my foot in the door, creative financing, until I got some money rolling. And then I started using my money for getting more regular type mortgages. So you have to look at your situation right now, where you are, and also the fact that you need money right away, right? Because rentals, you have to build up gradually. And so with wholesaling, you can get a big check next month, right? So it's pretty fast. So that's why when we coach the students, we like to really zero in on what you want to do and what is your heart at and what your financial situation. And remember, with real estate, everything is really temporary. You can grow and change and do things fast. So you don't have to be married to something, but be honest. And that's one of the things we help the students is zero in on which strategy they need to do for the next 6 months. And soon enough, then you can add a second strategy.
They had a couple comments. They love the black kitty in the background. So you should tell Alex that's my sister's cat. She is a black and a white one. They're so cute. He's going with our Halloween theme today. Okay. Let's see who won. Her name was Linda Rose. Let me go back. Now just remember we can only do one question per person. Novice question, is wholesaling the same as contract assignment? Yes. Laura, is wholesaling the same as contract assignment?
Well, it's one of the wholesaling way to wholesale, right? You have assignment or contract and you have double closing. So yes, it's one of the ways. Assignment, you just assign the contract to somebody else for a fee. Double closing, you actually close on the deal and flip it to somebody else and walk away with a profit in between. But yeah, there are two exit strategy of wholesaling, but they're different in a way. I honestly don't decide if I'm doing an assignment to double closing until I have an end buyer in place, because it depends on the profit spread.
All right. Laura, when you started calling landlords to do sub-twos and rented for a year with the intention to buy, was it like a rent-to-own situation? And did that money go towards buying?
Yes, some of them. Yeah, it was a lease option to buy. So that I would talk to them and they say, if a landlord was willing to rent anyway, I would ask, are you willing to sell at some time in the future? And if they said yes, then I would do a lease option to buy. So I started with that, but then I also found our situation. And that's the thing, that when you go out there and start talking with people, you're going to come across different scenarios. And then your job is to come up with, how can we do a win-win situation, right? So that's something that is part of the evolving business here.
All right. Arlene's asking, if you have an established LLC and no transaction done, how would you suggest establishing business credit?
Well, business line of credit, they use the LLC, but again, they go through your personal. so you still have to, they're still going to look at your personal score and personal credit in order to qualify you for the business line of credit. So, that's why it varies. Business line of credit can go as low as $10,000 and as high as $300,000 because it goes based on your debt ratios and credit and so forth, because they go on against you on your personal. But then soon enough, you can evolve from there.
Okay. In the realm of fixing and flipping, what are some recommended methods to find and network with contractors like carpenters, roofers, plumbers to assist in remodeling properties if one has no experience getting properties up to value?
One of the things that you can do is definitely word of mouth, right? So from other ones, but also I like to go on Thumbtack and Angie List used to be Home Advisor. And I found several contractors there. I like the fact that they have reviews. And the other thing is you don't want to give to somebody everything, right? So you want to actually act almost like a GC, a general contractor. You can do on your own properties. You don't have to have a license to do that on your own deals. But I like to hire out. So it's hard to find somebody that does good everything, right? You can't expect somebody to come in and do the roof and the electrical and the walls and the flooring and do perfect everything. There's some out there, but it's better to hire whatever their specialty is. So you have a guy that does the roofing, another one does the gutters, another one that does the electrical, another does the plumbing. And like I said, to me, when I move into an area where I don't know anybody, I've used Thumbtack and Angie to find them. And I've had good experiences with both, but I'm very careful about the reviews. I check their references. I actually haven't asked them if I can call the references, especially if it's a bigger project.
Awesome. Yep. You did great. That's all the questions for right now.
Okay, good. Well, going back to talking about the money, which is this week's topic, I actually have training within our training portal. So it's not additional, it's not separate, it's part of everything, because the way I look at it is once you get into even wholesaling, you're going to get to a point that just imagine if you had a blank check and you could go there and buy properties. You could walk to a bank and say, any REOs that you have, real estate owned foreclosure, I buy them. You could go to a seller and say to a seller, I can close in 3 days. You also can say to a seller, you're getting foreclosed in 2 days. I can stop the foreclosure. So that's the type of stuff that private money can do. Okay. So it's not just about you buying and holding property. It's not just about fix and flip. It's about really creating and solving situations. And that's what the money is going to do. Okay. So look at private money that way, because I didn't realize, honestly, when I went into private money, raising private money in 2001, it was more about doing some fix and flip. But then eventually I opened up a Pandora box where I was like, and we also got into new development. We built a 23 houses subdivision. And so it opens up a lot of different things for you. So think of it that way. So to me, yes, you get into real estate investing, you start wholesaling, you start buying whole, fix and flip, whatever you want to do. But soon enough, you want that money because it 10x your business overnight. Okay. So I do have training inside my portal of how to raise the private money. So if somebody gets access to wholesaling, buying whole, fix and flip, you also get access to the money. And that shows actually the documents that I use. They were created by my attorney. You should have your attorney do it, but at least it's a starting point. I actually show you how I structure the whole entity of raising the money. Okay, how is the confidentiality agreement, the non-competing agreement, the application, the whole portal of how I structure, how I got the deals signed and assigned to my investors. So I share the whole paperwork beside of how I did it myself, including the invitation, how I got people to actually talk to me about getting the money. So I have a ton of material. We also have a script and on how to get anybody to basically become an owner financing situation. So you talk to a lot of people, especially if we want full price on the house. how can you get them turned around and offer seller financing instead? We really have a cool script about that. So we have a lot of that, which is already part of our bigger training. Yeah, so it's no extra, nothing extra, so we have this amazing training, and it's called REI Growth Mastery, because it's designed to grow with you. Wherever you are, you're a beginner, trust me, soon enough you're not. After 3 to 5 wholesale deals, you actually consider a seasoned investor, and you're gonna get a different status with private lenders and so forth. So, we love teaching this stuff. I love teaching this stuff. If anything, all my experience, I pour it out to all of you so you can benefit from it. Okay. So we have an event coming up in New York City. So, we are getting out there on the road again. Elisa, we were talking this morning, and we were telling to somebody that, we love to do these live events. We thrive on it, First of all, who doesn't like to go to New York City, right? It's amazing. But we already have different events planned over the next 6 months. Some strategic cities where we have a lot of followers, and New York City is on the top. So for anybody here, we have people actually, I saw ticket sales coming in from Virginia, Pennsylvania, New Jersey. So, we're going to meet in New York for about 3 hours and network, talk about real estate. I'm going to give you some really good stuff. We're going to do some exercises together. We're doing a lot of things. So the women that come to this room pretty much know us already. So we're not going to waste too much time in personal story and niceties, because you guys know us. But come there, spend this half a Saturday morning, afternoon, and we're going to serve light breakfast. And also we're going to give you a takeaway menu that you can take with you. We're going to give you leads to start with. So we're going to give you a lot of goodies. So Liz is going to post here a link for the event. So I would suggest that you look into that. Okay, into that. Now, if you are ready to talk to us about how we can help you and be part of our REI Growth Mastery program, we're going to put a link here to schedule a call. Now, I'm going to say to you one thing, right? Is that as coaches, we have a ton of experience. Between me and Liz, we have over 40 years. I have 35, CS7. She's more the wholesaling, millennial, automation, technology type of stuff. I'm more from, I know a lot of things about a lot of things in real estate. And so you get the experience of two coaches who are very approachable. That's why we like to do these city events, because we like to actually get out there and meet you in person. We don't send somebody else. We're going to start having our coaches coming with us within the organization, but our mirror leads are always going to be there. At this New York event, both of us are going to be there in person. And so, if you want to talk to us and see how you can work with us, we have a link here for you to contact us and set up. Now, like I said, I want to say one thing, and I don't want to compare to any coach out there, but there is only, let's face it, there is only a couple of women coaches out there that are on a national level that coach. The way we are different than some of the other coaches is, first of all, we're very approachable. We're very authentic. We're very personal. We have more experience. I know I have more experience than any coach I know out there, men and women. Okay, the men have been in the business 35, 40 years. They're retired or dead. Let's face it. So, it's, the experience. And so I love to share with you. And we are more affordable than most of the coaches out there, because that's the other thing I want to make sure that we empower women, that we get women to really start doing things. Yes, there is a small investment, but it's nothing. In your first deal that you're doing wholesaling, that would pay the investment off. So that's the type of, framing it. But do schedule a call with us, and we're going to tell you more what's included, because you'll be amazed of everything that we offer for that investment.
Awesome. Yeah, Anita says, my goal in 10 years is to be able to learn everything in this business and being confident as Laura. I know I am learning from the best in the business. You are wonderful too, Liz. Thank you. But yeah, that's what I mean. She's here every week answering live. You ask the questions as we're teaching, and we just answer those for you. And the students know that Laura and Anita can attest to that Laura has never not been able to answer a question for the students on these calls, on these group calls. We don't know all the time what questions are coming in. We let you guys ask live right then and there. And so we don't know. And that's what you want, someone that's been through that. And Laura, I was just about to say that too. Other Laura, our student, she's a student. You want someone who has been through different economies. Laura's been through the last recessions. We mentioned this last night. We are going into a recession. We've already started. A lot of investors came in right after the 2007, 2008 crash. They have lived the high life, right? While we're appreciating and things are going up, but now things are going to start going down again. You want an investor, do your due diligence on your coaches, whoever you're going to sign up with, right? If it's not us, make sure they've been through a recession. Make sure they've done this. Laura's been through 3. You want to know how to handle real estate through recessions, not just when it's good, but also when it starts going down. You can make a lot of money even during a recession. That is not an issue. You can also make a lot of money during the holidays, guys, so don't let that be an excuse. You can make a lot of money during a recession. So I agree with what Laura said, and I'm glad she brought that up in the comments because it is very true. We want to, whoever you hire, they are not new. Make sure they can answer those questions, okay? Oh, Lynn, we miss you on the calls. You're supposed to be there. She said, Laura and Liz are absolutely the very best mentors on the planet. You will not find more support and training. That's Lynn.
Lynn?
That's Lynn.
I miss you, Lynn.
I know. Oh yeah, we called her out. Anyway,
hey, but you have to come to the retreat in January, okay? No excuses. It's gonna be on the beach.
I know, right? And you're St. Louis is cold.
I know. Lynn and Jean, you guys have to come.
And then Laura says, make sure they can answer those difficult questions. Definitely. Yeah, you want to make sure. If you notice, even on the webinar last night, or even our Monday call, I shared my screen and helped one of our students analyze the deal right then and there on my iPad. I wrote down everything for everyone to see. We broke down the numbers. Yes, it's in our training, but when it comes to doing actual live deals, you want to make sure we can help you right there, right? You want to make sure that right then and there with your exact property, your exact address, we're running numbers, we're running comps, we're checking ARV, we're breaking down, we're analyzing this deal for you. That's the kind of mentor you want. Regardless of who you hire, you want people that show up for you that are on these calls. So I just wanted to kind of bring that up. When is the next retreat? We are looking, it's tentative right now, January 20th through the 22nd, because Friday we do a networking hour that night. So this will be right off the beach in Hollywood, Florida. Hollywood, Florida. So you fly into.
I don't want people to fly to California.
Right? You will fly into Fort Lauderdale, and you can take a shuttle or an Uber over that way. I'm not sure about shuttles just yet, but that is tentative. I know there are some sales going on some flights, and our students are like, "Can we just buy now?" I'm like, "You can, but get insurance just in case." But that is, we are trying to, we've been trying to firm it up.
By next week. We have already talked with the hotel, and this time it's going to be on the beach because it was funny. We do a mindset sessions in the evening, which is called the beachside chat. And my other daughter said, "Oh, it's going to be on the beach." I said, "No, it's not on the beach." I said, "Why don't you do it on the beach?" Right. And so I was like, yeah, let's do that. And so we're going to have a yoga session in the morning, a mindset session in the evening. We're going to have like this big, hopefully we can have like a bonfire and do marshmallows on the beach and talk about mindset. That's the best of both worlds. And have the waves in the background.
I do want to say as well, we sold out a month before our retreat last time. We had to get the hotel to switch our room for a conference to a bigger room. Luckily, they had the space. Now we are getting the biggest room in this hotel, but we will not be able to open up spots. So if you are planning on coming, I would start making arrangements. Don't put any money down till we finalize dates, but you want to start making arrangements to come, because once that is up and going, I have a feeling we're going to sell out way before again. And I don't think we're going to be able to extend because we are already booking out their biggest room in the hotel.
Yeah, we're probably going to launch in the next 2-3 weeks as far as for early bird registrations, but stay tuned for more on that. Yeah. So anyway, we have the New York
schedule. Go ahead.
Yeah, we have the New York City event right now. If you're near New York, even within a driving range, please come. We'd love to see you in person. And
it's in the comments, by the way.
Yeah, and also if you do not there, but you want to talk to us how to be part of this community, we have a kickoff call tomorrow. By the way, you want to say that we have a kickoff call tomorrow. So when you join the program, we have a kickoff call and we go into a game plan for the next 6 weeks. Okay, so tomorrow is the last one that we're gonna have until Thanksgiving, around the Thanksgiving time, so for the next month. So if you do want to be saying, okay, I want to start closing deals by the holidays, it's really important for me right now. And we also, yeah, we have a lot of great things going on. I don't want to put too much on the plate right now for you to wrap your mind around. But if you want to part of the kickoff call tomorrow, should they message your list? Because I know we don't have a
Yeah, we are fully booked today from our webinar last night. We are booked all the way until right before the kickoff call, but the one that's helping us with these calls, she said that she is willing to work around the schedules, even if it's full days. So if you are interested and you want to get on a call prior to the kickoff call tomorrow, because you're like, I'm going to get going now so that by Christmas and Thanksgiving, I have money in my pocket, then reach out, because that kickoff call is tomorrow. After that, it's literally, I think it's the week before Thanksgiving. So you would have to wait to be able to join until then, as far as being able to start accessing things. So I put the link there. If it's nothing's available before 10 a.m. Eastern tomorrow, just PM me. Go ahead and fill that out. Just PM me. So we have all your info. Fill that out for a random time. PM me and I will work with my person, Rachel, and we will get you in sooner. We will make it happen by 10 a.m. But this is honestly kind of like our last call here for this month and till Thanksgiving.
And I want to finish up this with something. If some of you are sitting on the fence line about getting into real estate investing right now, say, yeah, I want to, but I'm hearing so much is going on with the economy and everything else. Don't listen to them. And I honestly tell you this, okay? When 2020 happened, like you say, I've been through ups and downs. I can tell you right now, whenever something disastrous happen in the economy, recession, 2020 with COVID, 2007 with the housing crisis, 2001 with 9/11, you know, and we had a operation, was a Gulf War back in 91. So when we had these big things happening in our history and the economy, they were like turning point, okay? Real estate, when you deal with investing in real estate, not the regular real estate, when you're dealing with investing in real estate, you're dealing with a different animal. This is the part where real estate, there are opportunities right there and then because of what is going on in the world. Okay, so there, you know, we had a wave of foreclosure. We had 2020 where everybody was scrambling, wanted to sell their properties, you know, and I bought real estate in 2020. So the thing is, because I knew in 2020 this was happening. And I told people, you're just going to see next year, you know, everything's going to go crazy. And sure enough, 2021 and 22 were, you know, crazy as far as real estate, right? So I saw the writing on the wall. So with that said, I want to tell you, we are going to go into the next 18 months. Even Elon Musk says we're going to come out of this probably in spring of 2024. We have 18 months now of some amazing opportunities coming up. I don't know exactly what it is yet, but every day I'm keeping my antennas up. And every day I'm seeing small things changing within this industry. And I know in the next few months, I'm going to say to my student, you know what? This is it. This is what you guys need to go after. Like in 2007, I went after foreclosures and short sales, and I made a ton of money, actually more than the previous years. And I've done a lot of things in the previous years. So I'm telling you right now, is just be prepared. Jump into the business, start doing things, get your feet wet, learn it, because you're going to make a ton of money here in the next year, year and a half. And I'm pretty good. I always say I have a crystal ball. Actually, this is my microphone, but it should be a crystal ball that I kind of see what things are happening, and I can see what the wrinkles in the systems are doing. And real estate investing is going to be, you are going to be as an investor looking for opportunities, right? So as opportunities arise more because of the changes in the industry, there are people out there that have the money to invest. People have money, guys. And they want to buy those deals. They want to buy those property. They want to buy those rentals. And they're going to buy them from you if you're wholesaling, or you're going to do the rentals and fix and flip and find the opportunities. So don't be scared. Don't sit on the fence line. Do it.
Yep. And one last thing before we get off is, because it comes to this, is one of the ladies here, I'm not going to give her name out, She told us last night, she PM'd me on Zoom and she said, I wish I would have listened to you guys in 2020 and got in then when every other mentor was saying get out. Laura started doing a bunch of live saying stay in. All these mentors were saying go sell on Amazon, get out of real estate, things are going to get really bad. And Laura was like, no, these are going to be some of the best years for you in real estate. Stay in. I don't see it happening. I don't see this crashing. And what happened? Half of our homes appreciated, probably 200,000 to 300,000 more. It became the best time. My buyers made so much money because they bought during COVID, right before things started skyrocketing up, and they had instant equity and stuff like that. So just keep in mind that you want to trust mentors that have been through recessions because they're going to tell you how to do this. And that's exactly what she did. And all of our students stayed in real estate. And I'm sure they are also grateful they did versus getting out. So I just wanted to throw that in. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and wrap up here. This was a phenomenal call. Let me know in the comments what you guys thought. Those of you that are watching the replay, let us know what you thought. Thank you guys for your incredibly sweet comments into the chat. That was really nice of you. I did point out 2 links. We have New York and scheduling a call with us. You can PM me as well if you want to get in before the call tomorrow. Otherwise, it's going to be another month before you can really get started. We do take enrollments, but you would not start until after the kickoff call. So I just want to make that clear that if you want to get going, this is your time, ladies. You know, this is the time. If you're looking for your sign, this is your sign. Real estate. Let's do this. Okay. Beth, yes. The replays always are in the group. So it will show up on the feed for the group. All right. Have a wonderful day. Enjoy your weekend.
Yeah.
Bye, everybody.
Take care. Bye-bye.